Hi, Jessica. Congratulations on the film.
Thank you.
Well, have you seen it? Have you seen the finished
I
film?
have. I just saw it for the first time yesterday.
And what was that
And
like?
I loved it. I
Yeah.
loved it. I'm always a little nervous to watch myself on screen, but I thought it was great.
Did the success, the enormous success of the first movie, take you by surprise?
I guess the enormity of it, yeah. I mean, I thought it was definitely going to be successful with the with Seth and Mark. I thought obviously it was going to be a hit, but the number one original R-rated comedy, I didn't I didn't plan on that.
I guess, that's kind of things you can't really predict,
Yeah,
isn't it, really?
yeah.
When did the idea for when did you first get involved with the idea for a sequel?
Um, uh, when Seth was writing, he texted me. He was like, "You are going to have quite a bit more to do in this one, so get on your A game."
Maybe you could tell us exactly what you did. Tami-Lynn has much more to do in this film, doesn't she?
Yes.
Give us a little flavour of what's happening in the story.
Well, it opens with Ted and Tami-Lynn and their wedding, and they're blissfully in love and happy, and as most newlyweds are on their wedding day. And then you flash to a year later, and reality has kind of hit them, and they're dealing with problems that a lot of married couples do. They're having some financial problems and problems, getting along, and they think that having a baby will bring them closer and fix all of their problems, which we know is not the smartest way to go about fixing your marriage. But so they agree to try to have a baby, and they try all different kinds of ways, and for this reason or that reason it's not working, and they find out that Ted is not considered a person. So then they embark on this journey together to try to prove that he is a person in the eyes of the law, and all sorts of fun stuff happens, and ultimately, the ending of the movie.
I do indeed. Yeah, there are indeed all sorts of fun stuff, but there is a serious point. Just to segue, it is about acceptance, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm really proud to be a part of this movie because I saw it yesterday, and I knew all the themes in it, but I saw it all put together, and it came out really beautifully. I thought. I think it's dealing with really relevant topics and social issues, and to do that in an R-rated comedy was kind of brilliant. And I really think that it worked, and it's going to reach a broad audience and bring these social issues up in a really comedic way.
Yeah, I think you're right. Now, you're doing these incredibly. Some of these scenes are out and out funny. When they have a domestic argument, it's actually quite real.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? It's a really kind of full-on argument.
Yes.
Now, I was thinking, what was that like for you? Because you're acting opposite a teddy bear.
Or nothing, really. It's open space.
As an actress, Jessica, that's got to be a challenging thing to do.
It was really a challenge. I loved the challenge. I welcomed the challenge. But yes, Tami-Lynn goes through such a range of emotion in this movie. She's a wife now. She's trying to be a mother. Her marriage is in trouble. So then she finds out that her marriage is annulled, and there's all these things that she has to go through, and you're acting opposite dead space, empty space. So luckily, Seth is reading the lines off camera, but he's not just reading them, he's in character. So you have that, but you really have to do your preparation. You really have to be prepared, and I really worked on making their relationship as strong and as real as possible, so that the audience would believe it. I never looked at him as me marrying a bear.
No.
You can't do that because it would take the authenticity out of it.
Completely. You have to treat it. Tami-Lynn has to be real. And Ted has to be real.
Yes.
So, what's your key to playing her? Is it accent, clothes? How do you build her up? Because you're completely, it is such a creation, clearly.
Yes. The first thing I always do is I just start with character, and I start with backstory and specific choices, and I see where the character is, and then I work back from that. Like, why is she like the way she is? How I train with Warner Laughlin. She has a specific technique, and you work backwards and why she makes the decisions and she behaves in the way that she behaves, it all the way back to when she was a child. So I started with that, and then the dialect was very important to Seth for me to get. So I worked on that with a girl who was from Boston. She lives in Quincy, where Tami-Lynn is from. So I hung out with her quite a bit. I hung out in the bars in Boston and just kind of observed the behaviors. And then I had a CD that I listened to all the time. I watched a couple movies that were filmed in Boston.
Cool.
And then the clothing was key. The makeup was key. The hair. I collaborated with all of my stylists with that. For the first one, I looked for inspiration to Jersey Shore and Snooki for the first one, and then the second one she has evolved. I looked more towards like Kim Kardashian and all the Kardashians, anything kind of over the top with makeup and style, and Tami-Lynn would never walk out of the house without her eyelashes on.
Cool. Jessica, thank you so much.
Thank you
Real
so
pleasure.
much. Thank you. You too.